He goes, control what you can control. If you can control it, change it. If you can't, F it. And I remember this, and he didn't say anything after that. I'm like, dude, that is so profound, right? And I take the same approach to trading these days, because this group of traders I told you about, I've seen guys lose 1.1 million in a day and not care. I've also seen them make 1.123 million in a single trade, but they're trading massive size and not on retail platforms, because you can't do that, and just not care. And I'm like, oh, I lost like $5,000 and I'm like pissed. And it's part of the game, right? Like, you're going to lose anyway. You go to the store, you're losing money, right? And I just have a different perspective of loss now. Like, I put them in two categories: things I can control and things I can't control. I can't control a spike. I can't control a random news event, but I can control my trading plan. And if I follow my trading plan to the T and I lose, I don't care.
All right, folks, here we are on Trading Up. We've got a familiar face in the house. We've got Andre Stewart back on, who was one of my very first guests on the show. And just to give you a potted history of our story together, Andre actually joined as a guest on a challenge that we did years ago. And then after that came back to me and said, oh, look, I've started making money trading. And I was like, really? Okay, because you didn't do that well in the challenge. And he's gone on, I mean, I don't know how many years ago that was, but he's gone on to be a full-time trader, and it's so amazing to see. So welcome back to Trading, Andre.
Thanks for having me, Cam. I promise I'll keep it PC.
Look, mate, I know you're not, but we're going to dive in and find out I suppose, the evolution of trading and how people can, I suppose, see this or witness this within themselves. To start off with, I want to sort of dive back and go into, what beliefs about trading did you hold in the past that you've now completely abandoned?
That I could do it, that I couldn't do it, I should say, because trading's unlike anything. Trading's not natural, right? We got to call it what it is. It's not a natural thing, because you can be great at everything in your whole entire life: sports, work, sales. But when you come to trading, the outcome is not dependent on your effort. It's dependent upon someone else's effort and your understanding of what other things go on behind the scenes. So to answer the question, what I had to let go was being right. And I come across I don't know how much I could say, but I've come across a couple of really, really good, really, really rich traders who've actually found me through your podcast. And we were talking about win rate, because I told them what I was pushing for. And they told me, you're already good. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be profitable? I was like, well, I'm already profitable, so maybe I should just chill out. Right? It's that hunger for more. Because they've seen where I'm at, and they're leagues above me. And that's hard too, because when you get into a position to where you're around traders who are just great, and they're doing astronomical numbers. And I know people see the stuff on Instagram, oh, trader makes 300,000 in a day. All that's BS, right? But when you're really around traders that really do that, it went from, can I do this as a trader in the beginning, to, okay, can I do it to this level? So now I'm battling how can I get to that level of excellence without losing this, right? Because that's important.
Folks, if you want to trade big without risking your own money, check out Blue Guardian. You can get instant funding up to $400K, and they sponsor Chris Eubank Jr. and Birmingham City FC. Check them out at blueguardian.com or click the link in the description.
No, that's interesting. So was there a time when you felt that your edge ever stopped working, and how did you respond or rebuild it?
This honest answer is going to seem like it's full of ego, but no, because I have an ego, right? Because again, I was good at everything growing up. Sports, I was good at sales. I was good. Anything I touched, I was freaking good at, right? So in order to become profitable, I had to learn how to market work, and I had to build inside that framework of how the price actually works. I don't think my edge will ever stop working. I want to say something, but I don't know if I can. So
you can say anything, mate.
Okay. I met a legendary trader who is best friends with a legendary trader, like just through connections. We have a very similar trading system.
Right.
Very. Okay. We use the same prices. And
So it's funny, because I remember vividly when you first came on the show way back, like we're talking, I don't know, almost probably a decade ago almost. And you had this way of trading, and you explained it to everyone, and I think we even saw it on the channel. I'm guessing you're not using that exact same style now. I'm pretty sure you're not. I'm almost certain you're not. So you kept evolving, and I suppose so that edge kept changing and evolving. And was there a reason it kept changing and evolving versus the edge not working?
I'm a perfectionist that now understands I'll never be perfect. I'm always looking for, like I told you before the show when we're chatting, I'm always looking for perfection. It drives me absolutely mental. It's a fire inside, Cam, that I want to be the best, my best. And that's why I kept refining. That's why I know, that's why the evolution happens, because, okay, what don't I know? Now that's led me down to meet some institutional traders. Like the London fix that we talked about last time. It's man, I don't want to say too much because I don't know what I can say, but even in the institutional world of trading, I took a break from Instagram a few years ago and studied transaction cost analysis. And I can't really say what it is, but when I tell you it's freaking incredible, it's incredible. But people have to transition out of that retail mindset, the order blocks, the indicators, the technical analysis, the holy grail. All you need is risk management, right? And I did all that work to just realize, okay, I can make any of these things work. I just need to manage risk. That's it.
Yeah, because if people haven't seen it, Andre did a back test, a live back test, just in the last, I think it was the last time you came on, and or maybe the last two times, and he went through, and the price action was happening pretty quick, and you were just in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and I think you grew the account. I can't remember the figures. If you remember,
something like that.
Something like that, 600% over the course of like a month. So it's, and I mean, honestly, there's no way I would have been able to do that. And this kind of knowledge that you have is obviously sort of inbuilt like an athlete.
Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Black Bull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Black Bull Markets, and you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below.
What about, were there any plateaus that you hit? I mean, and did you have anything that helped you break through those?
The plateaus were mental. And it was more of, it's always us projecting on charts, right? So when I say it's mental, it's okay. I'm stuck at this level of knowledge. I want to elevate, right? And when I'm at the plateau right now, I'll just be 100% honest. I'm at the plateau right now to where it's borderline depressing not having a rabbit hole to go down in the trading world, right? And so now, do I find comfort in what I'm doing, or do I keep pushing to find something else? But I feel like if I keep pushing to find something else, I'll probably go psycho, right? So I'm at the plateau now. And, they say there's nowhere to go but up, but I don't know if I can go any higher.
Right.
And again, I don't have 100% win rate. Nobody does, not even 98, but I don't know where to go from here.
Okay, so you're at a brick wall now. I mean, I'm guessing your personality must have changed over the years to get you to this point now where if you had to sort of compare yourself at the beginning to yourself now, what does it look like?
Man, the beginning, Andre just was trading to be rich, and the beginning, Andre had hopes and dreams of cars, houses, right? Going on fancy trip, that thing. And the evolution is me realizing that that's not me. The evolution is also me realizing that I need to be true to who I am. I am a borderline psychopath that likes to learn, even to my detriment to some extent. And how I've evolved trading kind of evolves you as a human. How I've evolved is I've let go. I've let go of things that I can't control. I've let go of, okay, I need to get to that 98% win rate. That's not realistic. I've let go of materialism to a certain extent, I will still buy my Lamborghini. I just put it on hold because it's now about the art of trading. And it's also now about the art of pouring into my kids. And it's also pouring into other traders who come to me for help.
It's funny. I remember you telling me years ago, and I think this was offline, and I'm sure we'll be able to talk about it now. But you said that you're quite upset because you had, I think it was a broker had put you accidentally on a demo account that you'd flipped from, I can't remember what the original balance was, but there was 10 grand. You'd made 10 grand on the account, and then they said. And you went to withdraw, and they're like, no, mate, sorry, this is a demo account. And you're like, what the hell?
I'll call it Oanda.
Yeah, I was Oanda, yeah. Yep. And you were spewing, going like, I spent, and I think the weird thing is like, you're like, I spent a month growing that account to 10 grand. And most people like don't even get to that point where they can, flip an account to 10 grand in a month. And it's not even the main account that you're trading. So you're obviously what you do is in a different league to a lot of people out there trying to make this happen. I mean, what about like it? But it doesn't always go right. You've got times when it goes wrong. And I think even just the other day, you posted on Instagram, you had a losing day or a losing trade or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you handle being wrong now and versus how did you used to handle it?
It used to be the end of the world. It used to be the end of the world. It used to just affect me all day long. And, my dad, I used to be a very stressed out kid. And my dad said, son, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm like, well, I'm angry. I'm this, I'm that. He goes, control what you can control. If you can control it, change it. If you can't, F it. And I remember this, and he didn't say anything after that. I'm like, dude, that is so profound, right? And I take the same approach to trading these days because this group of traders I told you about, I've seen guys lose 1.1 million in a day and not care. I've also seen them make 1.1, 2, 3 million in a single trade, but they're trading massive size and not on retail platforms because you can't do that, and just not care. And I'm like, oh, I lost like $5,000 and I'm like pissed. And it's part of the game, right? Like you're losing, you're going to lose anyway. You go to the store, you're losing money, right? And I just have a different perspective of loss now. Like I put them in two categories, things I can control and things I can't control. I can't control a spike. I can't control a random news event, but I can control my trading plan. And if I follow my trading plan to the T and I lose, I don't care.
Hey, if candlesticks still confuse you, they're costing you more than you think. My private mentor JJ's decoded 25,000 hours of trading into one better candlestick. Click the link in the description or visit tradingnut.com to watch the free video and grab the free guide.
I mean, what about like from an execution point of view, what role does self-trust play in that? And how did you develop that over time?
I'm a robot now. So there's a joke about basketball player Kawhi Leonard. They call him the Terminator, right? Because he's so robotic in his process. I'm robotic in my process. I see it, I take it, I don't care about the outcome. I see it, I take it, I win, I don't care. I see it, I take it, I lose, I don't care. It's all the same. I am super robotic. And I think what traders miss is you have to drill your method into your head to the point to where it's second nature. Anyone who I've trained will tell you it takes me 30 to 45 seconds max to break down a chart. It's once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's the thing. And I see it. I'm like, okay, cool. If not, move. There's like 80 pairs. Move on if you don't see it.
Imagine you do take a loss. I mean, what do you look for and what do you ignore? I mean, do you sort of analyze it to death or just go, the edge just didn't happen. That was like one of the, 10% that aren't going to win.
So I look at my strategy. I have a checklist, right? 5 things, right? I only need 3 to get into a trade, right? Sometimes 2, because sometimes you only need 2. A London fix, a Tokyo fix, a TCA price level, or another one of the key levels that I show people. And I look for liquidity, which is not stops. I wish that narrative would go away. Liquidity is limit orders. And if I think there's limit orders there at a fix, at a TCA price or at one of the other key levels, I put my limit just before it, and I follow the trend. I follow the trend, and a separate method for reversals, but I follow the trend. That's it. The trend intensifies. It doesn't really weaken, but it tends to go hard. I just trend follow.
It's interesting because, I mean, that was what you were literally saying years ago. And I remember it like clearly, like the trend intensifies, it gets stronger. And so you're still doing the same stuff you were really talking about, 5 years ago, which is great.
Not sexy, right?
Yeah. It's like nothing's changed. So I mean, what's something you've recently started doing, which you wish you started perhaps years ago?
So someone told me about like London, Tokyo fix. I wish I would have learned that before I figured out transaction cost analysis, because I didn't need to go that deep. But if I just would have paid attention to when one of my mentors said, study the fixes, study the fixes, study the fixes, because my biggest question was, okay, what the heck is the order book doing? How can I see the order book? And I don't have access to the order book, but how can I see it on the chart? And for months, my original mentor, not Chris, but the original one, he wouldn't answer it. And he finally, I'm stubborn. I broke him. He said, study the fixes, Andre, and leave me alone. So I was like, oh, man, it ain't that simple. Man, get out of here. I didn't, but I wish I would have did that 5 years ago. I'd be further along in the account growth status.
Right. So what do you think separates the traders who eventually break through from those who, just keep circling and never really get to that point where they can get past that either break even stage or just consistently losing?
An honest answer, you got to be borderline psycho. You got to be borderline psycho. I'm being honest. If you talk to any, I don't like putting myself in the league with great traders, because I'm not Jesse Livermore. I'm not William Gann, right? But the traders that I'm around, we're all a little off in the head, and it's playing by, okay, better way to say it, playing by your own rules. Really, literally, just playing by your own rules. And I look at the failure rate of 93 to 97%. I've known since I was little I'm not average. But it's not in the sense of physically average. It's mental. I learned how to read upside down, and no one ever corrected me. I can put you on the phone with my dad and he'll tell you, I learned how to read upside down, and I can still read upside down. But that's how I wanted to be a barber. And my dad said, you're too talented to be a barber. And I started going back into trading. But I think it's that, dude, I can do whatever I want mentality, and I'll get it no matter what, that separates most people. You are literally an athlete. Chris Laurie, he's an Olympian. One of the greatest traders people don't talk about. You got to be crazy.
Yeah. I get that. It is that sort of mental barrier of like succeeding, really, isn't it? It's like, if you believe you can succeed, you can believe you can make it work, you'll make it work. And I mean, like, that's 100%. Right. We're going to dive into the final question here, which is like, what truth about trading do you wish that more traders would actually internalize instead of just nodding at? I mean, this is probably it's a question I've not asked before, but it's a question which I believe is like fundamental to get an answer to if you are nodding at these going, oh yeah, that's right, but you don't ever internalize it.
There's several. I'll give you a couple that pop into my mind right now. It's hard to buy low and sell high, right? But you have to internalize buying low and selling high, but you have to do it strategically. I'm working on an entries course for my Building Traders project, and I'm literally showing them, you cannot just buy a low, you can't just sell a high. Out of a 40 trade sample size, 2 trades work. You can't do that. You need more proof, right? The other thing that I think people have to internalize, it's a zero-sum game. it shows up on the charts. Price moves in cycles from high to low, low to high across every time frame. It doesn't matter what it's the market is a time frame puzzle, and you have to see how the yearly puzzle fits into the quarterly, how the quarterly puzzle fits into the monthly, how the monthly puzzle fits into the weekly. I can go on and on. We can go to tick charts. People need to internalize that. The other thing that people need to get over yourself. The market does not want your stop, right? There's a documentary on YouTube called $1 Billion Day. These guys are playing amongst each other. They're trying to tag one another, right? If Apple goes into the market, Apple doesn't give a crap about your little $30 stop. They're trading billions because they have to pay people in Europe, Asia, Australia, right? People need to internalize that price movement, high to low, low to high. And it actually moves before fundamentals for my trading don't matter because it's all priced in 3 months ahead of time.
Right. Okay. So, Andre, look, it's been good to have you back on.
It's always good to hop on.
Yeah, it's like I always learn something new, which is fantastic. What's the best way for folks to learn more from you?
You can go to the website, andrescharts.com. It's not spelled my normal name. It's ONDRES charts.com. It's a play on words. I like words. I write. I like words. You can message me on Instagram at Andres Charts. Yeah, that's
Cool.
that's the easiest way to do it.
I mean, it's probably almost once a year I think we're getting you on here. So we'll probably see you in another year. Folks, if you don't want to miss that, dive down below, grab the links there to Andre's show notes page. You're going to be able to access all the links he's just mentioned. Hit subscribe while you're down there, like, and that notifications bell, and we'll see you in the next video.